Hi everybody, this is Chris from AsianLazy.com with another episode of My Talking Head in a segment that I'm calling a review for you, and it's time to review Nightcrawler. So Nightcrawler stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, and Bill Paxton, and it follows the story of this crazy obsessed man who just kind of really wants to make a mark on the world. He wants to be this successful thing, a successful force in the world. However, there's a problem. Dude is crazy. Dude is so crazy that he's willing to do whatever it takes to become this successful force in the world. In this case, he is trying to take these pieces of footage that he has around the Los Angeles area of all these accidents, all these worthy news stories that he can go get footage and then sell it to a news station. And in this case, he meets up with Rene Russo, who is the news director of one of the Los Angeles stations. This entire movie takes place in Los Angeles. And it's actually a very, very well shot movie as well. And Los Angeles looks really cool. Look very seedy. Just really good cinematography in this movie. But anyway, he meets up with Rene Russo, and they kind of form this partnership or whatever. And he starts selling his videos that he gets at these accident scenes to Rene Russo's news station, and she starts buying it. But then things start getting a little weird because he starts bringing in all these pieces of footage that are a little on the unethical side. But she still buys it anyway. Now, I work at a news station, so I do have to say that some of the news station aspect of this movie kind of threw me off a little bit because some things are not very true, but they're entertaining nonetheless. But yeah, not very true. So the problem here is that Jake Gyllenhaal's character Lou Bloom is crazy. He's absolutely nuts, and I cannot stress enough. Jake Gyllenhaal's performance in this movie is mesmerizing. It is so good. He just he becomes this character of Lou Bloom, and he is nuts. This character is absolutely crazy. Imagine if like Norman Bates, Dustin Hoffman's character from Rain Man, had a love child. Yeah, that's kind of Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. But the problem is that the movie overall doesn't really have enough of a punch to fully sustain its narrative, and the whole middle part of the movie just kind of really drags a little bit, and the only thing that kind of keeps it alive is Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. Rene Russo's character just kind of like I love Rene Russo. I think she's a fantastic actress, but she almost in a way kind of, it was like she just stumbled on the set one day and said, hey, I want to be in this movie. That's kind of the performance that I think she gave. Bill Paxton is once again doing his Bill Paxton thing. He's really entertaining, and this whole clashing of Lou Bloom's character and Bill Paxton's character trying to get to these scenes, as quickly as possible so they can get the video and then give it to the highest bidder of, give it to the news station so they can make the most money. But overall, the movie is not. It doesn't. It's not very. There's no heartbeat to this movie at all. Like, it just kind of drags a little bit. But like I said before, what holds this movie together is Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. He is so electric in this movie. He creates this character. He becomes his character. The Bubble Boy days are gone, folks. This is somebody. He really does just transform into this character, and it's almost disturbing in a way because you're like, is Jake Gyllenhaal really this crazy? He is so good in this movie, and it is the reason to see this film. There's really nothing else in the movie. Like, I probably wouldn't recommend going out and maybe spending money at the theater to see it. This is kind of more of a, hey, it's on Netflix or cable type of movie. However, if you do decide to go see this, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance will not let you down. It is just such a good performance, and if he does not get nominated for an Oscar for this, there's something wrong with the Academy. The movie overall is not, it has issues here and there, pacing issues, story issues. Some performances are a little bit questionable. But overall, this movie is held together by that performance, and it is such a dynamic and powerhouse performance. It's one of the best performances that I've seen of the year, and it's probably Jake Gyllenhaal's best performance of his career so far. It is just such a good performance, and I can't stress that enough to you guys out there. It's sad because the rest of the movie just didn't really, it's kind of repetitive, and they just go through all these, his growth as a character, it just almost feels a little bit too repetitive. It's like we know, you kind of already know where the movie is headed, and because the whole middle section just kind of does this repetition thing with the progression of the character, it does kind of feel redundant, and it does really feel long. It does stretch. The last 40 minutes or so in the movie, with the car chase and stuff like that, that's really cool. The way the movie ends it's brilliant. It's not your typical cookie cutter style Hollywood ending, and just kind of cements the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal's Lou Bloom is a crazy person. But yeah, but it's kind of a shame the rest of the movie kind of falls. It hinges all on Jake Gyllenhaal's shoulders, and it is really the reason to see this film. If I had to give a grade to Nightcrawler, I'd probably give it a C+. Like I said, Gyllenhaal's performance is really good. Rene Russo is just kind of just like, oh, I just stumbled on the set one day. Bill Paxton's fine. But the story itself and the pacing and the narrative issues of Nightcrawler are just not, it's kind of a shame. But Nightcrawler, C+, Jake Gyllenhaal is really good. I just wish that the rest of the film was better. But anyway, that wraps up this episode of My Talking Head with a review for you with Nightcrawler. Who knows when I'll pop in and do one of these things again, but I will see you all on the flip side.